Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to talk about the DFW housing market with one of the most successful realtors in North Texas. Her story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So I was a member of the media for 25 years, and I know as a reporter that sometimes they like to scare people. It gets headlines. But the truth is the DFW housing market is still one of the best markets in the country. To talk about that today, Suzanne Warner with the Warner Group. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm honored to be here.
Absolutely. And I'm right. I think the media puts out headlines that are just misleading. Tell us what you're seeing on the front line.
Well, I mean, I do think it's somewhat true that the market is normalizing to a certain degree, but I'm very bullish on Texas, on Dallas-Fort Worth, on primary and secondary housing markets, and we're super encouraged. We're as busy as we've ever been.
Yeah, I think I read where some 200,000 people move to North Texas every single year. So unlike, say, Detroit, Michigan, our housing market is always good, isn't it?
It's so healthy, it's so strong, and you just have to tailor what you're doing every day and evolve with what the market is doing. And that's what we do. We are always trying to create inventory and finding the right product for our clients. And I think people are slightly more discerning, but there are always buyers and sellers.
Outstanding. We're going to show one of your properties, and I don't know if this has already been sold, but as we look at this, tell us what we're seeing.
So this is the Windrose Tower, which was very unusual for its kind. It didn't really have anything like it that existed in the market. It's right next to Legacy West, and the developer did a really incredible job for creating a real living experience. So what I think about when you're in a high-rise, this one's incredible because it's only one floor for each unit. So you don't have any stairwells or anything like that within your unit, but all of the community spaces feel like an extension of your personal home. So you actually use them. So a lot of times when you're paying for an HOA, you're not using those spaces. But this one, they just made it so luxurious so that you wanted to go to the Aqua Lounge or, have a Mahjong party down in the pub and things like that. So.
Yes, and I know you specialize in a lot of lake properties. Let's go ahead and roll this next clip and tell us about this.
So the 505 Ranch Club is at Cedar Creek Lake. Cedar Creek Lake is incredible for the Dallas market because of the proximity to the city. These guys do lots of luxury developments, and so most of the properties here were starting at about 1 acre up to 6 acres, all waterfront. But the lake market has been super healthy. We sold this developer out. We were about 93% sold out before COVID. And then once COVID hit, everybody's mindset on how to live, work, and play really changed.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
we have seen that continue. So the lake market used to be more cyclical, and
Sure.
now we're not seeing the cycles like we used to.
Tell us some of the hottest lake markets in North Texas.
Well, there's one that's kind of evolving, and I feel like this is the next luxury lake pioneer, lake development. They've been building this lake for 30 years. So most lakes in Texas are reservoirs, and they're built for drinking water. So there's really only one natural lake in the whole state. And so this one is the same distance as Cedar Creek, so it's an hour and 17 minutes from Dallas. And it has natural shorelines. It has no trees in the bottom. It has really incredible. They're creating it for trophy fishing. But you know, these reservoirs. It's half the size of Cedar Creek, but absolutely stunning and beautiful. And the game changer for this one is it's zoned.
Wow.
So when you have single family zoned 1 to 5 acres, it's going to be a luxury lake.
So you've been very successful. You've been doing this for how many years?
Probably about 6, maybe
6
now.
years? And I think I heard a statistic once that something like 95% of all realtors kind of wash out in the first year because they watched $1 Million Listing and they said, oh, this is so easy, I can do this. What's the secret to your success?
I think tenacity, and I came from a luxury retail background, and I think a lot of what I learned in the retail business really applies to the real estate business. And it is about service and relationships with your clients and really trying to meet their needs and make their lives beautiful.
And you've assembled an amazing team. Let's go ahead and put a picture up of your beautiful team. Tell us how you find and recruit and bring people onto your team.
Well, Adrienne and I worked together before in retail, and so she was doing some social media, and we'd see each other socially from time to time, and it just kind of organically became a fit. And you know, we're both driver personalities, but we work hard, but we also love to laugh. So a sense of humor
and let's put
super important.
We're going to put her picture up, and there she is. She's delightful, and marketing is so important when it comes to homes, isn't it?
It's everything. I mean, you have to be a marketing machine. And we're very intentional in our marketing, which takes so much time.
Sure.
So, you know, what Adrienne and I do is we talk about the client, the seller, what their property is like, and then we tailor each marketing plan to the specific property. And that's critical, but we still cast a wide net. I mean, we believe in all forms of advertising, and that changes from time to time. So we do print, we do magazine, lots of digital, social, and it's a big asset in a portfolio for your client. And so we're very respectful and honored when they give us the opportunity to sell their home.
And you're a people person. I could tell. We met at an event a few months ago, and you're outgoing, you love people. It's so important to match with your realtor, isn't it? Because the realtor gets to see you at your worst. I mean, it's stressful buying and selling homes.
Well, we love families. Adrienne has 3 kids, and she's very focused on her family, and we want to really spend time with our clients to understand how they live, and that's super important. Being in the second home market a lot, we're with our clients sometimes for a couple of days, and I'm licensed in Colorado. Sometimes I spend multiple days with clients up there, and we're living with them and cooking with them and sharing with them, so we understand what their needs are.
Absolutely. We're almost out of time, so final thoughts. What would you like to leave people with?
Well, I'm really excited for what you're doing, actually. we love real news and the authentic personalities that you bring onto your show.
Thank you. You're very kind. We're going to end with her website, which is warnergroup.net. Suzanne Warner, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.